says that you can't wear sunglasses all year round? Well, in this video, we'll be checking out just the type of frames that were rocked in the fall-winter 2025-2026 runways. If you'll miss this video, you will never know just what frame to use to hide from those chilly winds. And if you do, you'll be a pro at accessorizing your next outfit. Hello and welcome to Design or Design. My name is Maria and this channel is all about fashion, all about trend analysis from the latest runways. Today, and we're going to be talking about sunglasses or just in general frames that are popular on the runways, which means they'll be popular moving on into everyday life. I particularly love sunglasses and following those trends because even though I have a basic wardrobe, depending on the sunglasses that I'm wearing, it elevates it to a status of it being fresh, new, and trend report worthy. All right, without any further ado, let's get into the first trend, and it's the Aviator glasses. So the Aviator sunglasses came from the aviation. The shape of them was created to have a better coverage for pilots when they are in the skies. So their teardrop effect down to the cheeks creates a little bit more of an easier way of looking, of protection from the sun, and it's just all around awesome sunglasses with a deep history. I quite like this shape and it suits to quite a lot of different face shapes. Maybe the only shape that it does not suit is if you have a face shape that is more like a triangle with a heavier jawline than your forehead. For me, I have more of a rectangular face, so I can still pull this off. But if my forehead was smaller, then it would just add more weight onto the bottom half of my face, which would not look as great. It would just make the bottom section even heavier. We also see, like here in Gucci, they using it with the clear lenses for more of vision enhancing items. Here in Michael Kors as well, but you can see that teardrop going down to the cheek looks really chic, very 60s. For me at least, that is what it speaks to, and I love this shape. Definitely a classic one that will last a lot of seasons from now. Next one up are the oversized sunglasses. Oh my goodness, these coming back to me, the 2010s, where everybody was like rocking these huge oversized sunglasses. I actually bought a pair in that time. That was my graduation / marriage. A pair of sunglasses from Burberry. I still have them. I haven't really taken them out to wear them. They're quite large square sunglasses that when I smile, they always lift up, which is probably the reason. Anyways, the oversized is here. This is definitely a go-to sunglasses to protect your face from winter. Yes, I know usually when you're thinking about sunglasses, it does not reflect winter because there's not as much sun. But if you're in the snow and there's lots of sun, yes, you need that coverage. Also, if it's really cold wind, yes, you'd need some coverage to protect your eyes. Also, it's an amazing thing when you're not wearing any makeup. Just put a pair of those on. Why do you think a lot of celebrities wore these? Just because it's so easy. Just put them on. The paparazzi is not gonna mention you in the columns. Just look at this person, how different they are from makeup with no makeup. Perfect. Perfect. And we have a little bit more sportier versions like here Givenchy, while also having the very nostalgic oversized maybe 70s styles in shows like Zimmerman, Ulla Johnson, with a little bit more of a cat eye effect. Those 70s ones would also work perfectly with the whole bohemian dressing that is popular at the moment. All right, if you have a smaller features and the just oversized trend does not fit you because it's just outrageous on you, then check out this one. It's oval shaped sunglasses. We've seen them previously and they've been rocking on the streets for a while now. They're still popular, either going from like a medium rim to going a little bit more larger in diesel here. These are quite classical again, pretty easy to style and works with a majority of faces just because they are quite symmetrical and they're not too heavy anywhere on your face. The only thing is if you have quite a white face, then having like a sharp line across it, if they're a little bit narrower, would create more width to you. So go for a little bit of a wider oval to add more space vertically on your face. But we also see some more sporty versions like in Versace and more of those classical ones like in Miu Miu. Stella McCartney had lots of these, some being more of just regular glasses, while others being a little bit tinted, a little bit on a sporty or wraparound situation, but still in that oval-esque format. That is great, especially if they have just a little bit of a rim on it. Then those sunglasses with very little rims or no rims at all, those are perfect for any face shape just because they're kind of almost disappear on your face and do not attract extra attention to anything that you don't want to highlight, if that makes sense. Schiaparelli had more of that oval, but going a little bit bug eye, creating a little bit more of a cat eye effect. Some of the other cat eye examples would be in Etro and in Ulla Johnson, having that oversized cat eye, a little bit on a vintagey side, undercover with a little bit more of a narrow frame. Cat eyes are really great for kind of uplifting the face, having a little bit more snatched look to it. Moschino here even has a regular glasses like this. Marni went really deep into vintage style and they're pretty cool. All right, you guys, the narrow frame. Basically something that I've seen a lot in the street style world. They could be either a little bit oval-esque, but we're talking about more of rectangulars here just because we've just talked about the oval just before. Coach, most of their models wore these type of glasses in grays, blacks, and browns. However, they were also used as an accent of color, which I love. Like, I love a really simple outfit with a one pop of color, and sunglasses would be a great addition to it. So as you can see, there were yellows, purples, oranges, so many different colors, but make sure that color suits well with you. Just because it's on your face, it's in your portrait zone, and you don't want the color of the sunglasses to clash with your natural tone and just make you look a little ill, if you know what I mean. So moving on, lots of other shows presented more of those regular browns and etc. Like here in D Squared, having a little bit of a sparkly moment on there. This type of sunglasses, once again, not for somebody with a very wide shape of face, like maybe not for circular face structure and not for a square face structure, because it will just create that line that will accentuate the wideness of your face. Got it? Good. These, however, will work really great for a rectangular, more of a stretched out face shapes that will kind of shorten them up a bit. All right, next one up is the shields or the wraparounds, a little bit more of a futuristic feel, and we see here encourages as if these are warriors from the future trying to save our human race, or maybe they're computers
sent to destroy us all.
We see more of this in Roberta Cavalli, just having a single shield on there paired with something a little bit more classy, a little bit more elegant even, which is a really interesting combination. I feel like those are going to be great for street style. Tom Ford also had several that were an interesting shape, almost like a cat eye but sporty. We also see these very kind of a biker style glasses in Todd's and quite a few different outfits, pairing more of a sporty sunglass to a more subtle and ladylike. All right, next one up is Tinted. As you can see, I am rocking one of these. And I feel like for fall winter, this is exactly what you need because not a lot of sun. You don't want to completely lose your eyesight through really dark lenses, but still you want that a little bit of a buffer from the winds, from the rain, from the snow, and it's so much warmer when you have half of your face covered. Anyways, we see lots of different shows with lots of different shapes, of course. Here in Max Mara, it's more like a paintball kind of esque protective eye gear. Stella McCartney here once again. So the lenses aren't completely dark, they're still see-through. Here in Tom Ford, we see a variety of colors going from purple, green, grays, even blues, I think. I quite like it, but the only thing, make sure to kind of understand what that lens does to your eyes, because once I wore the red sunglasses, you know how you're on the stoplight, the red was perfectly seen. However, the green became brown and you just don't really notice it turn. You know what I mean? Well, anyways, we're looking at Valentino, another really cool show where they had really contrasting styles of sunglasses compared to their entire outfit. So maybe the outfits was more vintage inspired, but the sunglasses were kind of from a different era, which took us by surprise. Most of their sunglasses were either blue tinted or a kind of like a greenish brown tint to them. Were really cool, quite like this. And of course it could be an accent of color on its own, and I quite like the blue tint. It's almost just like makeup already, like you're wearing with a red lipstick. Yeah, I like it a lot. And they were wearing it on top of their balaclava headscarf situations, which is interesting. Their shape was quite heavy and in a oval-esque format, which we just covered in the video minutes ago, and still on a sporty chic mode.
I think you get the idea. Pretty much all of the models in Valentino wore sunglasses in some way or another. So let's move on.
Victoria Beckham had a little bit more of this, once again with the tinted lenses. However, the wardrobe kind of fit the aesthetic that the sunglasses were bringing up to you. So you can see that sunglasses can be paired with so many different aesthetics as long as it matches to your face structure and you just love how you look in them. Yes, that's one of the downside of sunglasses and purchasing them online is the fact that you can't really put them on your face and see if you like them or not. And another downside is that you can't really thrift a lot of them just because they get damaged because they're so easily scratched, unfortunately. Nina Ricci here presented with the really over-popularized yellow lenses that we've seen last year and the year before, I believe. But still, I quite like this aesthetic. I would definitely try something out like this, but I already have a pair, so I don't know if I can justify purchasing another one. Anyways, let's take a look at some of the prescription glasses that one could invest in this time. Prada here had so many rimless glasses with maybe a little bit of an accessorization of little crystals on the side. This definitely brings me back to like my childhood where there's not a lot of glasses. Those were the only ones that you could get. I actually had LASIK, so I no longer need them. Hooray! That was my present for having a second child. Anyways, the core rimless office looks definitely had this in mind. And as I mentioned, the Gucci having the Aviators, very light frames, love it. We also see Miu Miu kind of, once again, a little bit of my childhood glasses. They don't look cool, they're just there for, you know, seeing things, but I guess that's the new cool. Yes, I don't know if I had another chance to buy a frame, if that was what I would go for. I don't think so. I would probably go for something really statement making. I quite like those glasses, but yeah, anyways, I guess they're quite easy and light on the face. They kind of have that a little bit of a smart aesthetic. of like, oh, I like to spend my time in the library, all right? Anyways, Valentino here, maybe something that I would go for this time around. A little bit more retro, very flat tops, quite like them as if they're from like the 70s movies. Victoria Beckham, once again, really heavy frames with just, you know, her seeing. These are pretty cool, but quite heavy to wear on a longer period. Well, anyways, you guys, this completes the video. Make sure to comment a pair of some kind of glasses, maybe a smiley face with glasses on. Do let me know that you watched to the end. And the other way you can support this channel is by liking this video or sharing it with somebody that you know needs a new pair of sunglasses or just glasses in general. I particularly love sunglasses, so if you want to check out how I style them in my everyday life, make sure to check out my Instagram page where I share some backstage photo shoots, maybe a little bit of my life, my outfits. And you know what? I love seeing you guys there when you let me know that you're from YouTube. That way I can, you know, check out your Instagram and stalk you a little bit and see just what kind of style you have, because right now I'm talking to a camera. I know it feels like I'm talking to you, but in reality it's my bedroom and I'm talking to a little hole in the phone. Hi. Anyways, you guys, thank you very much for watching and I appreciate you and I hope you have an amazing rest of the day and yeah, stay classy. Bye bye.